YouTubers, I'm back with another tutorial on the heat transfer paper. So this was printed with my inkjet printer, and then we cut it out with a silhouette. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to use the digital papers to make your own pattern. So this idea came up because this XOXO file is free this month on my webpage. And so I thought, oh, it'd be really cute in pattern vinyl. Well, when I went to go, a pattern vinyl at my local place is $8 a sheet. Well, I needed two different ones at $16 for this little tiny design, and I didn't have any other ideas for the rest of the pattern vinyl. So I decided we get the sheets back out and do a print and cut and make our own little patterns, and then we could print it and then cut it. And so you have a cute little towel for forever what one of the costs of the sheets is. So I'm going to show you how we use the digital scrapbooking papers so you can make your own pattern. These patterns are free from design bundles for I don't know how long. They're free right now. And then we'll make our own pattern, and then we'll cut it out and use the heat press to put it on. Alright, so we are using the Jet Pro Dart Transfer paper. I did a tutorial on this before. The printable transfer is a little hit and miss if you ask me. This isn't like the printable pattern vinyl that's everywhere. It's not, it's different, and so it's a little hit and miss. You have to use it in the right application. This one I really like because it's little, they're blocky letters. A really detailed swirly design doesn't do very well. This material will tend to curl under the heat press. So, but this is big, simple block. It works well for this. And then we're gonna do a print and cut. So this has already been printed and cutted from my silhouette just to save material. But I'll show you how to set it all up. So you're gonna need that. You're gonna need, this is a towel from Amazon. I love these. I washed and dried my other one I did, but I still would have reservations about anything that would be washed and dried a lot. I'd rather do, if you're gonna do that, you'd probably do better with HTV. But this is just gonna hang cutely in my kitchen for a couple weeks until Valentine's Day. So you're gonna need a towel, you're gonna need that. And then I just did this y'all in HTV. So let's go show you how to set it up on the software, and we'll print and cut it. All right, so this kind of has a lot of steps. So this is probably one of the more advanced tutorials out of the ones we've done on the channel. Just so in case you get overwhelmed, there are a few steps with this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a print and cut. So I'm in my page setup, and we're gonna go over and turn on our registration marks. And we're gonna type 1. And then we're gonna come back over here, and we're gonna go from automatic cameo to letter. It's gonna shrink our page down, and then we're gonna do show print border and then show cut border. And then I just made my design as big as my paper would allow. We're gonna right click and ungroup, and then this y'all I just put off to the side. That one I ended up cutting out of glitter vinyl. So you have two ways to get patterns in here. And the first way is what I did with the hearts, is go over here to the fill panel, and you have patterns already built in. And I do believe you can add more from the Silhouette store, and they'll download in here. I think you can add them to them, but I don't know how. And then all you do is just click, and you can take your pick with patterns. You can also come down here to the advanced patterns and flip them and mirror them and everything else if you wanted to. You can also change the scale if you wanted to. It's all up to whatever you want to. Now, the other thing you can do is you can buy on this one. I'll leave up a link for it. It was free on design bundles. It was free on design bundles. You can also go to Etsy, and any number of these scrapbooking papers patterns you can use, and you normally get them fairly inexpensively. But any of these you can download and unzip, and then I just put them in a folder. Do file and merge, and you can bring it in. So these set of hearts came from the free set on design bundles. I'll leave a link up to these. They're free right now. I don't know how much longer they will be free for. If they're free forever, or if they're free for a period of time. Now, if you want to use the patterns, what you would do is make a copy of whatever you want the pattern to go into. And then let's go back over here to the fill panel. We're gonna take his fill out. He momentarily disappears. And then we're gonna go to our line fill and make it black. So you have a black X. Now what you're gonna do is you come over here, and the reason I kind of like this is you can play with the scale quite a lot. So obviously now I'm gonna have quite a lot more hearts in here than I would before. And you can also rotate them and play with it however you want to. When you're done, click both and go to the modify window, modify window, modify window. And you're going to click the intersect part. And what that does is that's just going to give me an X. And then you can copy and paste. So those are my two X's. Get these guys off. Those are my two X's. And then you can make these bigger or smaller, or if you wanted to, or whatever it is you want to do with them. Now on the one that you saw on the towel, I was afraid that this next to the black may not show up or made it look muddy. So what I did around all of these was I made an offset. Just offset panel, and it was, you can put numbers in here. And that's the offset that I put around it. Now no, if you click off this, you've just applied your offset. So be careful. So that's the offset that I made that was white. And so if you want to, and what I did is I went and technically filled it in white. I filled the offset in white. Fill the offset in white. You can't tell, and it won't print white, but, and then we change the line color to white. And then if I go up here to my reveal, you can see that's where the offset would be. And then you can copy and paste those. And that's how I got the white outline around them. And then when we go to cut, it'll cut around all of that. The other nice thing that the white outline does is if the cut is off for whatever reason, print and cut sometimes can do that. Kind of gives you a bit of a buffer, so it's not cutting into your design. And then get back up here and we fill it in white, and then make our line weight. You can also make these colored if you wanted to, the lines, say if I want to make it pink. But if you do that, make sure that you turn the point up, make sure you have a point here. Mine is set at 0 for print and cuts, so we can see the lines. I can see the line, but it won't print. So if you want to, just make sure you have a point up here so that you can, so it'll print. So now what you would do, copy and paste this guy. Alright, no need to mirror or anything like that. Just make sure that everything is in your red lines. And you could also totally put another design down here if you wanted to. We'll put the reveal back up. So that's our piece of paper. So you would go to File and Print. And then pick your favorite printer and you would print it out. Alright, so that's what it looks like once it gets printed. It's got the marks in the corner. And then you would just attach it to your mat and load it into your machine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the sun panel. My little dog. So, what I want to do is I want to cut this outside. Now, Silhouette has decided to randomly turn on some cut lines, so we're going to turn them all off. And then you're going to want to click the outside, hold the shift key, and you're going to want to hit the offset white part and hit cut. So that way it'll cut out our lines. And see, I still have my registration marks turned on. And then I've been using heat transfer smooth, seems to work for me. So with a blade of 2 and a speed of 8 and a force of 4. Also, make sure you test print this out before you print it on the expensive transfer sheets. What looks like on your computer may or may not look like once it's printed. So what the machine is going to do is it's going to read the marks and then cut it out. Now you need to have lots of light for this, but not too much light, so don't put a flashlight on it. But it needs to have a fair amount of light so it can read the mark. Alright, so this is what it should look like when you're done. This is the one we made earlier. So when you go, you can just peel it right up. Alright, so now, and I cut this out, the all with the glitter. So the machine, the heat press is heating up. It's set at 300 degrees. And if you put this near heat, all it's going to do is like crinkle up and honestly, it feels like it's becoming alive. It's a mess. So what I would recommend is away from your heat press, lining this up where you want it to go. And all you have to do is peel it and stick it. Now, in my experience, transfer tape doesn't seem to work very well with this. It just peels the ink right off. So, use at your own peril. So there we go. And then I'll heat press all of this and then I'll put the yawl on second. Alright, so we're over the heat press now. That's my little pressing pillow. We're at 300 degrees. And I would recommend moving quickly with this. So I have my design on my towel. I'm going to move it over. Lay it down. Lay a Teflon sheet on top of it. And then we're going to press for 20 seconds. There we go. And then I'm just going to shove this yawl on here. Now I'm just going to press this yawl for maybe like 5 seconds or so. Just enough to get that carrier sheet off. Because if you, there we go. If you leave this carrier sheet on, it's going to make a mark on this. You're not going to want that. So then let's close this for another 15 seconds. Alrighty, so there she blows. So there we go. Now, I hope you like this. I like that it's a not pain in the butt way to get the look of pattern vinyl without the expense of it, especially if you wanted just a little bit of it, rather than having to go the expense of buying like a whole sheet if you want just like a letter or a heart or something little. And with all of the digital papers out there, really possibilities are endless for this. So it's a little bit of work, but you really have quite a number of options if you wanted to this. So anyway, I hope you like. Please, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And I will see you for another video soon.